Right, firstly, thank you for taking an interest in Built Environment, GCSE Built Environment, what was called Construction and the Built Environment. The course has changed last year. Current year 9 are the first year enrolled on the new specification, and the changes are quite substantial, but in a good way, so if you bear with me you can find out the details of that. Right, first of all, normally I would be doing this obviously in our options evening, and I'd have a chance to talk to you and answer any questions that you might have. There will be a forum for doing that, but it'll probably be through email, so I will put a link to my email address below, and you'll be able to send me any questions with through that medium, and I'll try and respond to them with as much detail as I can. So I am Mr. Owen, and I lead the construction and a lot of vocational actually within design technology courses. I'm a ginormous advocate of vocational courses. I think they're so important and relevant to today's learners, and a good deal of my learners will progress to Carpentry College, where they will go on to study courses such as plumbing, carpentry, the vocational skills, and a good number of them will also progress onto the technical things such as higher level engineering, architectural design and things like that. So if you're interested in any of those topics, you're in the right place, so bear with me. Obviously if you were here in front of me and it was options evening, you'd be stuck. But listen to the video working from home. You can pause me or turn me off if it doesn't appeal to you, so hopefully it does. Right, so here I am, I'm standing, got some props out, okay? So it's called GCSE Built Environment, and I'll put a link below as well to the specification, and you can go straight to it and have a look in more detail in case I miss anything out, all right? So, 3 units. You can't see these, so I'll read you through them. We've got unit 1, 2 and 3, obviously. The first unit then is an exam. It's an hour-and-a-half exam. In the olden days, in the old exam that we were doing away with at the end of next year, the exam is entirely based on health and safety, but that's no longer the case. Now we're going to be looking more broadly into the role of the built environment, investigating different sectors. You know, what's the work of a civil engineer involved, things like this. What's a building control officer do? Can you talk about sustainability of materials used in buildings and things like that? So you have an hour-and-a-half exam based on that. That's 35% of the GCSE. Unit 2 is probably the biggest change that they've made. It's an NEA, a non-examined assessment, so coursework essentially. And in Unit 2 there are 2 routes that students can go down. Now the first route that I'll talk about is designing. Okay, so designing the built environment used to be a separate specification. This is suitable for students who want to maybe pursue a route into architecture, architectural technician, the technical and professional roles within the construction industries, surveying, architecture, things like that would be a very useful course for those people. Alongside subjects like maths, obviously for architecture, physics, this is a very good complementary topic. So design the built environment, they'd be given a brief in which they would have to survey an area. We want to make it as vocational and real as possible, so it could be something based in school. The current one that they've put out as sample assessment materials is making an outside area or a covered area to the canteen. They're given a specification. It's got to be able to fit a certain number of people. It's got to be a certain square foot floor space, and they have to go away and design the building and plan the project. So it's a lovely project for them to get their teeth into. They learn about 3D CAD and ways we can model that building and how they can survey the site and things like that. So it's a really nice, rich task for them to get into. But at no stage do they actually have to make that. So that is just solely designing. They will 3D model it. They'll produce plans and elevations with dimensions, working to scale. And once that's done, that unit will be complete. So, Unit 2, Route B, which is all about creating the built environment. So, creating the built environment is what I'm standing in front of now. So, creating the built environment, we only have to actually do 2 tasks now. In the old days, we did 3 tasks, and we did carpentry, electrical installation, and plumbing. So, we will still do 3 tasks, but only 2 of those will be submitted. So, students can choose their best ones that they've done. So we have, like I say, vocationally realistic scenarios that we work on. Students start off with skills, let's say for example in plumbing, where they're given a project board, this size actually, and they're given a length of copper pipe, and they have to work out how to measure the copper pipe, cut the copper pipe properly, and then bend the copper pipe, and then learn how to do soldering using blowtorches. and compression fittings and things like that. And once they've done it, they can pressure test the piece that they've made to see whether it's got any leaks. Then we obviously take the taps and the compression fittings off. So it's not really about making things that you can take home as such, it's the experience. So we photograph it for evidence and that's good to go. So we then do another task which is based on fitting an outside tap for our fictitious client. So the setup for the outside tap is on the edge of this board. They have to go through planning the job, sequencing it, costing the job, looking at health and safety, and that is one of the tasks they do. And supporting paperwork. Another task they can do in plumbing is fitting the waste to the sink. And on the other side of this, if I move it around carefully, is a radiator. And with the radiator we learn about pressurised systems, we learn about filling and bleeding radiators, we learn about the role of a TRV, the valve on the radiator and how that works, and also how you can mount and drain the radiator as well. So that's plumbing. A lot of students really, really enjoy plumbing unit. Okay, the other unit we do, which we like as well, is electrical installation. So domestic electrical installation, again they work on the same project board, that 40 centimetre square board, and we do lighting as our focus there. So they learn how to wire pendant lighting, they do two-way lighting switches like you'd find in your hallway, so quite complex stuff, and they learn about how a domestic ring main works, which is all very vocationally relevant, and a lot of the ones who do that unit really fly when they go to the college because they can almost get straight onto the level 2 course. Most of the time the college will want electricians, regardless of age and experience, to start on the level 1 course, but a lot of my students have gathered sufficient skills so they fast track them onto the level 2 courses. Okay, so that's your, and carpentry, sorry. So in carpentry we make a sawhorse. And we learn about framing joints. It's not about being a joiner so much as a carpenter on site. So we're looking at framing joints and using mostly hand tools to manufacture jobs. So that's a nice little piece of work. And they get to take that home at the end as a present, freebie. So that's our practical or designing route in the middle. And then Unit 3 is another NEA, non-examined assessment, and it's to do with exploring the built environment, and that is going to take the form of a case study. So the case study can be based on any building. So we could pick this building, for example, made in 1988. We could look at the construction methods that are used. We could look at the sustainability of the building. We could look at the efficiency of the building and have a broad overview of what the building is like and the time when it was made. And that would be submitted in the form of a case study. It can be done digitally or on paper. Right, so that's it in a nutshell. 3 units, 1 exam, 2 pieces of coursework, suitable for students who are going to be interested in doing either the construction route or the designing route. And for both of those courses to run, in terms of timetabling, I guess we're going to hopefully have quite a lot of students who are interested, and we'll be able to then subdivide into who's got Route A interest and who's got Route B interest, because that would be in 2 separate classes. Wouldn't be able to facilitate the 2 Route A and B running at the same time. Anyway, any questions that you're thinking of, please get in touch. I'm here to help. I'm Mr. Owen, by the way, if I didn't introduce myself before. And that's it. You can pause now or stop. Bye.